You know, the only thing that surprised me is how people let people use and abuse them, especially after they've done it so many times. A lot of times you know who people are, but yet you still let them use you and abuse you like they always do because that's who they are. There's an old proverb or an old story. It was told by Indian people or Native Americans. It was told in China. It was told by the Japanese. It was even told in ancient Africa. It's a proverb that's been around for a long time, and people's been saying it in movies and saying it in public speaking, and preachers have been preaching it in pulpits. But yet, time after time, people keep allowing this to happen to them. And I'll tell the proverb right here, maybe not word for word, but it will be paraphrased somewhat like it was told. Tarantino told the story about the snake, and the farmer. And it went like this. There was a snake. It was alive, but it was in the snow and it was frozen. Most of it was frozen, but the farmer could tell that it was still alive. So the farmer grabs the snake and he takes it inside of his home. He puts it in front of the fire and he feeds it some nice warm soup. He places a blanket over it and he comforts it. Comfort it. A little tongue twister right there. He comforted. He brings the snake to nourishment. And when the snake is healthy and is healing, the farmer goes over to the snake and he picks it up in order to set him free so that he can go his own way, and the snake bites him. The farmer looks at the snake and says, why did you bite me? I saved your life. I brought you in from the cold. I served you food. I've got you warm. I saved your life. And the snake says, because I'm a snake. That's what I do. The farmer died. There was another story about the scorpion and the frog. The scorpion and the frog. The scorpion was on side of a river and he had to get over to the other side. He saw a frog and he said, hey, frog, if you'll take me to the other side of the river, I would greatly appreciate it. And this frog said, come on, you're a scorpion. You know what? This is crazy because he knew. You're a scorpion. If I pick you up and I take you to the other side, you're going to bite me. And you're going to kill me. And the scorpion said, no, I won't. Why would I do that? I need a favor from you. I'll be forever in your debt if you pick me up and take me to the other side. And the scorpion think he was going to do something nice, something good for this good old, well, not the scorpion, but the frog thinking he was going to do something good for the scorpion. Went against his best judgment and went over, picked up the scorpion, and the scorpion rolled on his back, and the frog started to swim across the river. And he was thinking in his mind, he's like, wow, that'd be so great, man. I gotta have a scorpion as a friend. And when he got like halfway across the river, all of a sudden he felt a sting. And he's like, oh my God, did you just sting me? And the scorpion said, yeah. He said, why? Why? I'm taking you across the river. If I die, you die, because I'm going to drown. And the scorpion said, well, it's because I'm a scorpion. That's what I do. Scorpions, like snakes, like bad people, do not go against their nature. When you know somebody is a certain way, why do you deal with them in a different way? You must know how a person is, and you treat that person how they are. I think a lot of times we fail by following the golden rule. There's actually two rules that you can use within your life, but you have to know who to use them with. One is the golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's looking internally and thinking about how you would like to be treated, and you treating people the same way. But some people you can't treat that way. Some people you have to treat in the platinum way, the platinum rule. And the platinum rule says, treat people the way they want to be treated. Treat people the way they want to be treated. That scorpion fell under the platinum rule. That scorpion, even though he asked the question, he depended on the knowledge of the frog to deny him that trip. Because the scorpion was who he was, and the scorpion knew that he was going, instinctively knew. Maybe not on the top of his mind, because he didn't want to die. It's just that it was in his nature to do something stupid that will cause his death. And he did. And he took down the frog. And now the frog and the scorpion is dead. And if you let down your guard, you'll die too. You know what? I want to tell you one more story. And this story comes out of the greatest man in Babylon. And this happened on a farm as well. There was a donkey and there was an ox. The donkey was mainly used for transportation. The farmer would use the donkey to go in and out of town. Nice luxury job. The farmer wasn't too big, the town wasn't too far, and it was an easy trip. So, the ox, he worked out in the field. He had what they called, I forget what the thing is called, but a yoke. He had a yoke put on his neck every day, and he plowed the fields from sun up to sundown. So one day, the ox and the donkey was inside the barn. And the farmer, he could kind of understand the language of animals. And every once in a while, for entertainment, he would go out into the barnyard and he would listen to the animals talk. And he heard the donkey talking to the ox. And the ox was telling the donkey, "Man, you have a good job. All you have to do is take the farmer here and there, and you're back and you're relaxing and you're enjoying life, where it's I have to put on that heavy yoke and I have to farm that land. I have to plow it up from day to night. Man, I'm so tired, and man, do I need a break." And the donkey, thinking that he was going to do his little ox guy a favor, he told him, "Well, I'll tell you what you do. Tomorrow, when the farmer comes out to pick you up, act as if you have a stomach ache. Act as if you're sick. And then the farmer will probably give you a day off, give you a break." And the ox said, that sounds like a good idea. So, the next morning, the farmer comes in with the yoke to put it across the ox back so that he can go out and plow the land. And the ox did what the donkey told him to do. He pretended as if his neck hurted, his back hurted, and acted as if he was sick. And the farmer said, "Oh, well, I can't work on a sick ox, but the plowing still needs to be done." And so he looked over at the donkey, and he put the yoke around the donkey's neck. And the donkey was out in the land, out on the land, plowing it from sun up to sundown. And at the end of the day, when the yoke was taken off, the donkey was released and put back into the barn. And the donkey and the oxen got to talking again. And the farmer went out to the barnyard to hear what they were saying again. And the ox said, "My donkey, you are such a great friend. You told me how to take a break, and I did it, and I've taken a break." And the donkey said, "You lazy animal. Look what you've done to me. I thought I was doing something to help you, and look what it's done to me. Now I have to pull your yoke for you to have a break, but it caused me pain, and it caused me suffering." And you know what? If you try to use that again, I'll tell the farmer that you're faking, and he'll chop you up into steaks and become dinner for me, the farmer, and everybody else around here. And so the ox and the donkey ceased talking from that day on. And the ox, out of fear, never did it again. And the donkey never helped him again. And that's how life is in some ways. Some ways you do things to help people and they stick you up, such as you loan money to someone that you really don't have, and all of a sudden they can't pay you back. You loan somebody your car. They take it, get in a car accident, and now You can't get the insurance money because somebody else is driving it. And plus, they can't kick in no loot because they don't have no loot. Or, well, there's a number of examples, but just bear in mind, treat people the way they are, not how you wish them to be, not what you know you to be. Because a lot of times it's not logical why people do you wrong after you're trying to help them. Because people are who they are. You can't help everybody. You can only help yourself. And in some occasions, when you know who somebody is, you can help them with the benefit of knowing that they will pay you back because you need them to pay you back.